On today's Buckeye Roast, the new AP poll is out and the college football landscape looks completely different after a wild weekend. James Franklin is out, Oregon goes down to Indiana, and chaos has officially hit the top 10. We'll get Q's thoughts from Ohio State's win over Illinois, break down what the Buckeyes showed, and ask the question everyone's thinking. Has the Death Star finally arrived in Columbus? Plus, we'll finish with the Michigan Meltdown, what went wrong, and what it means for the Big Ten and Ohio State. I'm Chris Drew, and this is the Buckeye Roast with Ron and Q right here on Dead Air Sports. Make sure you like and subscribe.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. We are back for another episode of the Buckeye Roast. It's your boy Ron James here with my guy QP Ski. Q, how you doing?
First, I need to adjust my camera. We opened the show, and Ron looks 6'6". I'm like, hold on.
Maybe 6'7"?
Yeah, you had a great... Oh my God! See, funny enough. So I actually hung out with maybe the tallest group I've ever hung out with over the weekend. So some of my friends were in. My friend Jay Lou, who Chris did meet, he plays baseball. He played baseball in Kentucky, and he's been around the minors. And he's about 6'7". So he said he took a job working as a substitute teacher just to make some extra money. And he was like, I didn't know what 6'7" was. In the class, like, how tall are you? He's like 6'7". He was like, he went through 2 days of everybody doing that to him. And he was like, all these high school kids kept doing it to me every period. I'm like, what is that? Tell me what it is. Like, I'm so frustrated. It was so funny. And then we also met his friend Kaz, who she played professional volleyball, but she played at Kentucky, and she is every bit of 6'3", maybe 6'4", looking me directly in the eye. So I'm like, about the tallest group I think I've hung out with since the G League players.
Action-packed weekend of college football while Q's out here hanging out with the Harlem Globetrotters, apparently. Yeah.
The Monstars.
Yeah, the Monstars. Q, I have a trivia question. The breaking news of the weekend: James Franklin fired at Penn State. Terry Smith named as the interim coach. Q, Terry Smith as a high school coach coached which two former Ohio State blue chip players? One a 5-star, the other a 4-star.
I'm trying to think. It makes me want to say Shaman Madonna, but I don't think that's the answer.
Well, here, I'll give you a hint. If I'm bringing this into the show, you know there's some sort of relation to Pittsburgh.
Oh, I don't know. So, did he coach at what's it, St. Joseph's?
He did not. Wrong side of the state.
Dang it. I don't know.
Former 5-star linebacker Dorian Bell and 4-star receiver Corey Brown out of Gateway High School in Monroeville, Pennsylvania, just outside of Pittsburgh back in, I believe, the class of 2011.
Okay. All right. I wouldn't have got that one. That's a good trivia. I wonder if the chat will beat me too. And I'll check out, watch the show tomorrow, see if they beat me.
Yeah. And I mean, interesting little nugget there with all of the interest that the Buckeyes have recently shown in WPIAL recruits with all the decommits at Penn State. You saw Khalil Taylor, wide receiver out of Pittsburgh, just recently decommitted from Penn State and is going to be visiting the Buckeyes. Kamon Spell out of McKeesport, very close to my hometown, is the number 1 running back in the class of 2027, likely to visit Ohio State, made this top 8 after decommitting from Penn State this weekend. So that'll be another name to keep an eye on. Can the Buckeyes tap back into the WPIAL pipeline? They've had success there before with the likes of Malik Hooker and Terrell Pryor. Q, plenty to talk about today.
All right, play the song, man. Let's get to it.
Q, the AP poll came out, and big surprise, The Buckeyes are still at number 1.
There we go. Still looking good, still unblemished, unlike some teams around the Big Ten. So happy to survive it. But man, this does not look like the normal AP poll. It looks pretty crazy. Just looking at it, I'm just like, what is going on in college football?
Thing to me, Oregon has 1 loss to number 3 Indiana. They sit at number 8. Alabama has 1 loss to Q. Can you help me find your team? I don't see them.
Number
Florida State. Where are they?
number 45, Florida State.
Do I need to flip to the next slide?
Yeah, I think they will give you 1. Yeah, obviously we know how it is, but I would say Alabama, since their loss to Florida State, has looked very good. One of the best in the nation. We talked about that game against Missouri. They survived, but now it was close. Ahmad Hardy played both sides of the ball and earned his Heisman spot, but it was close. But they survived because Bo Pribula threw to the non-open receiver on the last down.
I love how Illinois was ranked last week. They lose to number 1 Ohio State and fall out of the rankings. Missouri loses to Alabama, and they might have moved up. If I'm not mistaken, I'm going to go pull the old. I'm going to go pull the old AP poll just to double check here.
What do they call it? Quality loss?
I mean, those are the only kind that you have in the in the SECQ, don't you know?
Well, Illinois was close to covering the spread, so I think they did what they were supposed to do. But they 1 point off. It shouldn't have moved at all. Actually, when they are, but while you looked at, I'm looking at it. Texas Tech now up to 7. Me and Chris talked about them on Friday. Just spending money. The tickets went out of control after ASU beat TCU, but they hopefully have gone down after ASU got absolutely blasted by Utah, who sits in here number 23, which that game was a massacre. So we'll see if we can see them in person, but and get some Big 12 representation in here. There's a lot of SEC in this top 10. Like who's for real, who's not. And then you got Tennessee 11, Georgia Tech. Shout out to Chris, they're at 12. Notre Dame, Rod, I talked about it. Had those first 2 opening losses. They're back, baby. Back at 13. Yeah, and then that Missouri row looks absolutely insane when you talk about rankings. So you look at
Missouri dropped from 14 to 16. Illinois dropped from 17 to completely unranked.
Yeah, man, they have. But yeah, if you look at that 4th row, Ron, when did you ever think you would see that in college football? Missouri, Vanderbilt, Virginia, you versus South Florida, all in the same row, not in the last row in an AP poll.
No, this looks like season 2037 on the NCAA dynasty on the video game. Like who'd they hire at USF that has them ranked at 19? But yeah, this poll is just junk to me, man. At the end of the day, I feel like there's maybe Q. When you look at this, how many teams do you think can realistically beat Ohio State on here? 4.
None, but if I'm being completely objective, as they say, man, me and Chris talked about this on Friday. It was actually the topic of the show. Maybe Alabama, if they're playing at their absolute best. I still don't know. Definitely not Ole Miss. I still don't know what Texas A&M is. I'm looking to see them get a little bit more of a challenge. Maybe Miami if Ruben Bain throws for 400. I saw Indiana go get a win. So at Oregon, which Ohio State couldn't do last season, we talked about that. They obviously it's not as good as the Oregon team, but I can't quite rule them out. So I say maybe 2 of these teams may have a chance.
Are you a believer in this Texas A&M team? They have a strong offensive line. They have a great coach in Mike Elko. Is this potentially the best team in the SEC?
They look at right now. It may just be one of those things where I just look at that logo and I can't take it seriously. Like it's just like it's Texas A&M, man. And like again, I think they're playing good ball. I think Notre Dame is a good team, as these rankings show. I think they're solid. They're not that bad. So obviously their 2 losses are in the top 5. So that's if you want to talk about quality losses, there they are. So, I mean, I will say, I mean, I think they're a good team. It's just like I need to see them go beat Bama or like just blow out Georgia or just like something that I'm like, okay. Like I just haven't had that Texas A&M is here moment yet.
I mean, do you feel the same about Texas Tech at number 7? Because I think that's probably the most surprising one on this list. Because, I mean, we know that they're spending all kinds of money, but I don't think they really thought this would be the year that they were in playoff contention. At least, I mean, they might maybe winning the Big 12 spot, but like,
Yeah.
they're looking at potentially a first-round bye.
Yeah, we don't know who Texas Tech is, to be honest, just because of their level of competition. I mean, I watched ASU play in person. They looked fraudulent at best, and they're not ranked in this poll. And you saw that at Utah, who Utah's at least solid, but they're definitely not a contender any year that they play. So you know that much. So Texas Tech is probably the biggest mystery team. And it's like when we get into the playoff time, because they're not going to lose at ASU, especially with Levette out and Sims playing, especially if he doesn't play, they're not going to lose there. I don't think they lose anywhere on that schedule. So they may be that Boise State team where it's like, well, they look good against this opponent and we don't know what they are until we finally see them play in the playoffs against somebody we actually like will have some respect for.
Texas re-enters the poll at 21. You love that for the Buckeyes.
Yeah, and John Mateer did play. It didn't look good, but that was the one on Friday where me and Chris, I think I read the comments. People were like, Texas is not going to beat Oklahoma. And it's like, they are favored. I mean, I don't know much about Vegas, but I know they know something. So I was like, I was looking forward to that game. It was a snooze fest of a first half, but Arch, this is probably the best. Is this the best game Arch has looked? I mean, he made some throws, and I was like, all right, now he may have not earned that Manning last name, but maybe we give him Man, just knock off the ing, and he can earn the rest down the rest of the season. We'll get him a letter each game he plays well. But I thought he looked pretty good. Oklahoma was a bit disappointing, especially with Mateer back. But it's good to see Texas. Again, I don't believe Texas is a bad team. Now, I can't say the Swamp is a hard place to play because USF won there. So I can't go that far. But I know Ohio State's a hard place to play. And they at least competed in that game. So I don't think Texas is as bad as we wanted to see. We were making them like they were Penn State, and those two teams are way apart right now.
We have a new entrant to the poll at number 24. The best quarterback in Ohio makes an appearance in the top 25. Q, are you surprised that the Cincinnati Bearcats make an appearance?
No, I mean, I think they've had a solid season. I mean, honestly, they're probably looking back at themselves like, we should have won that Nebraska game. Like, they beat Iowa State. They had that ranked win. I think Iowa State was 15 at the time. They're no longer in the poll, so not a quality loss for them. But I think they're looking fine. I guess we'll see. I don't know. Are they gonna collision course with Texas Tech? Like, is that the match that we're waiting for? Because I don't know if anybody else in the Big 12 is real.
2 Ohio teams in the college football playoffs. What kind of odds could you have got on that preseason? Q, I'm looking at this poll. I see UM at number 2, not Michigan. I see UM at 16, not Michigan. No Wolverines in the top 25.
No, absolutely. I think we nailed it on Friday. Absolute trap game. We talked about it a little bit before we started recording. Yeah, USC basically just put out the blueprint to beat Michigan. I don't know what Ryan Day was doing this weekend, but maybe he watched the game and said, yeah, you pull them in deep water. You don't allow them to run the ball. You say, hey, Bryce Underwood, go beat us, and good luck. I respected USC. I thought they were a solid team. I thought a lot of that game they were dominant. They clearly dominated that team. So they looked better than I thought they would against Michigan. I thought they would get the win, but they looked better than I thought they would. So I'm impressed. Lincoln Riley, some kudo points. Not in the conversation with Ryan Day, but he'll give you some points.
Q, I'm just a Hall of Fame Twitter coach, but I have an observation that I would like to pass on to you, and let me know if I'm off base here.
I got my notebook ready.
If you're watching a football game and the announcers are using another sport to refer to how your quarterback is throwing, that is a problem. When I watch Drew Aller, they're talking about fadeaways like it's Dirk Nowitzki in the finals. when I watch Bryce Underwood, they're talking about fastballs like I'm watching Paul Skeens. Q, what is with this reference to other sports when these quarterbacks are out here? How about you go complete a pass like a quarterback? All these fadeaways and fastballs. How about a completion, Q? How about a completion?
A couple sidearms, couple jump shots.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I want it when I hear someone talking about my quarterback, they better not be making baseball or basketball references. I want them talking about completions.
Oh, Ron, at least we haven't got to shot put. That's when you really know your quarterback is not playing well.
We have you're down bad then. I was gonna say we haven't played Northwestern yet, but we just saw Northwestern get James Franklin fired.
The dart throw by the QB there, like it can get worse.
I mean, if he's throwing darts out there, might not be too bad.
I'll say it sounds good, but I think they're talking about outside of the sport.
Any other takeaways from the AP poll? I mean, the last thing that I wanted to note is like Ole Miss being ranked as the 5th best team in the country just shows me that they don't think there's 5 good teams in the country. Am I off base there?
I mean,
like, would you be worried at all? Like, if you saw Ohio State matched up against Ole Miss in the first round not the first round, but after the bye week, because Buckeyes are going defeated. If you see them in the second round of the playoffs, are you sweating seeing Lane Kiffin and Old Piss?
I mean, no. I mean, I feel like, and I haven't watched. Ole Miss could have a very lights out defense. I haven't watched them enough. I just know.
Have they named a starting quarterback yet?
Not that I've heard. I'm not worried about that offense, and I look at Ohio State's weapons, and I'm like, I don't know. Ole Miss can have some pros all around there. I just don't know, but I feel like they're not going to score as many as Ohio State would. But my bigger look is I look at LSU and I'm like, is this the unstoppable force and immovable object? Because they just don't move. They just win, loss, draw. They just sit there. They're the Reuben Bain of the poll.
Too many people said that they were their national championship favorite for them to fall out of the top 10. They're gonna at least get a chance in the playoffs. They're like, I'm gonna get this one right.
I'm glad we have one more week before the college football playoff poll debuts. So we got one more week of this kind of nonsense. Then we'll actually get into some real polling.
Speaking of nonsense, we're one day away from the Heisman poll. I always like to get your predictions on a Monday. How many Buckeyes will be on this week's Heisman poll?
Oh. Wait, how many were last week? Did anybody? No one was on there.
0.
Not on the 0-3. Jeremiah Smith didn't.
We're going on the on 3 Heisman poll.
Okay. I mean, Jeremiah Smith didn't put up enough numbers for him to jump up there this weekend. 0. 0 on the high. So on the 0-3.
I want to get another projection. Q, how much of the Missouri-Alabama game did you get to watch?
Not too much. I seen the highlights. I was watching the Ohio State game and I was at home, so I only had one TV and I was not switching over. So I saw, hey, I was a Big Ten homer this weekend. I pretty much watched all Big Ten football.
Do you think Ahmad Hardy had enough of a performance in this game to remain on the Heisman poll?
I'm going to say
he
no.
Was number 3 last week.
No, because he lost, they're going to kick him off that poll. He could have had a great game, and I don't know what his stats were.
Do you think it was because he lost, or do you think it's because he was outrushed by his quarterback, Bo Pribula?
Well, that's even worse. So probably because he lost, because they don't care about that part. They don't care about his stats. They care about the fact that his team was winning, and now that they lost, they're throwing him out.
Q, on Josh Page's show, he has a rule, don't lose the food. I feel like in the Big Ten, there's a rule, don't lose to Northwestern. James Franklin had a 3-3 record against Northwestern, ultimately loses his final game against them 22-21, and then gets fired. This man was leading Oregon in overtime 15 days ago, Q. And now I would say he's in the unemployment line, but I'm not sure what the rule. I mean, I actually am sure. In Pennsylvania, I know if he's making a severance of $15 million, he's not eligible for unemployment in the state. But he's going to be enjoying himself with $49 million, I believe the buyout was, paid by Adidas. Q, your thoughts on James Franklin being fired and then a shoe company coming in to pay the buyout?
Well, you knew the word. They didn't have the money to fire him. And I am a bit surprised they made the move, but I mean, I don't know how much of a choice James Franklin really gave him. Like, am I shocked that he was actually fired? Yes, I am very surprised that they did not wait till the end of the season and then say, we're just not meeting our goals. I mean, you knew it, and I watched Chris have his guests, Landon, and I forget his last name, but he does some really good breakdowns. Still solid show.
Landon Tangwall.
Yeah, Tangwall. There we go. I got you. So shout out to him. I was watching him, and it was like, don't have the money to fire him, even though I said losing to UCLA was a very fireable offense. But you're talking about Penn State, what? If you total it, minus 50 the last 2 weeks and found a way to lose both games? Like,
Q, you know when I knew it was over for James Franklin?
When?
I saw a video from the tunnel this weekend, and I heard someone scream, "There's his daughter!" I knew it was over. I knew it was over.
Right,
I was like, it's not even safe around here anymore.
Bro, how did we get here, man? I'm like, the loss to
losing
Oregon.
the teams that you're supposed to beat. For the longest, we were able to keep James Franklin afloat by saying he beats the teams he's supposed to beat and he loses the teams that he's not supposed to beat, like Ohio State, like in Oregon. And then he goes out and loses to an 0-4 UCLA. And I mean, he's the first coach in history to lose 3 straight games as 20-point favorites. You have to fire him after that. That should have been the stat of the day, but I had such great trivia that I knew I'd stump you with.
Well, I knew that stat. Two teams you should blow. And that's the thing, is it's not the fact that, like, I could see him losing to a Nebraska and you'd be like, okay, or losing, I can't even say Wisconsin this year, but losing to an Illinois and you're like, okay, like how do your team flip a switch and go lose to UCLA with me and you on the headset as offensive coordinator or defensive coordinator in Northwestern, where we didn't take that job because we were overqualified? Like, it was
gun to your head, name 5 Northwestern players.
Bro, I have trouble remembering Northwestern is in Chicago. Like, no, I can't name Northwestern players. I only knew Northwestern was a school because I used to play NCAA until I really started watching the Big Ten like that. I'm like, oh, that team that wears purple, it would have got the N on their helmet. Oh, that's what that is. Man, this is maybe the biggest coaching fall from grace I've ever. And it wasn't really grace. It's not like he was winning championships, but just like you thought of James Franklin, like, solid ball coach, never going to get over the hump for us. I mean, some people thought he would, but I mean, again, like you said, he wins the game he's supposed to win. To drop those 2 games, like, I think he owed money to the mafia, and he said, "Hey, if I get
allegedly
fired, if I get fired, they owe me $50 million. I can buy y'all out. We'll be good."
Keep it up, Q. Chris is gonna get a call from the lawyers.
Allegedly. That's what this is my Q's conspiracies. Watch my other channel for more of those. But
whoa, I'm gonna just cut you off right there, Q, because speaking of conspiracies and speaking of fired coaches, man, our friends up north are not having a good time, Q, and I just would like to float some of the ideas that they have going on around there up north.
You fired Sharon Moore, and who you bringing in? Who you bringing in?
We got money. Back the money. Back the money truck up and go get mentor.
Listen,
back the money truck up and go get mentor. We got money.
Go get who?
Mentor got a show cause.
Shout out to our guy Johnny O, does a call-in show every Sunday, win or loss. And man, I hate to break it to you, the loss episodes are elite, and they go out there And they're talking about hiring coaches, and they want to circle back to the good old cheating days and forgot they're on show cause. Well, if you look at my mentions on Twitter, they'll remind you, oh, well, it's up this year. I'm like, well, what are you going to do? Hire a coach, but not technically hire him until after the show cause expires in April? Like, be serious.
Oh, man, it's so funny. You know what? I blame the NCAA for this because their penalty was so weak, they forgot they cheated.
No. Did not forget they cheated. Actually, they know that there's plenty of cheaters out there, and they were wrongly accused of cheating because they know who the real sign stealers are, Q.
And the last thing, I watched TJ's show last night, Johnny, and TJ was going on and on and on about, it's like they knew our signals. It's like they were coming right at us, like they knew what we were doing. And I paused, and everybody thinks I'm crazy.
That's not good.
But why is Chase Herbstreit on the team? I mean, you can't sign steal anymore. They use the radio. You can't steal that. And the catapult thing, the cloud sharing with the practice videos that OSU tapped into, but that story went away. That just disappeared. You can't. That catapult thing's gone now as well. So how else is Ryan Day going to cheat? I know. Let's put Herbstreit's boy on the team. What's he doing there? He's not going to play. He's never going to see the grass. They'll put Warren in before they put in Herbstreit. What, in education? Go to Northwestern. Go to MIT. Why is he at Michigan? Why?
That is a good question.
Why? What's he there for? It's not an education. He ain't playing ball. So what is he there for? And then you look at the Oklahoma game and you look at the Southern Cal game. TJ's right. It's like they knew what we were doing. It's like, oh, okay. So maybe I am crazy, conspiracy theory. But yesterday.
Jesus. Bro, this is Arsenal fan TV? Like, bro, what are we doing? Bro, hold on, bro.
Should we run it back?
Yeah, play that again.
And the last thing, I watched TJ's show last night, Johnny, and TJ was going on and on and on about, it's like they knew our signals. It's like they were coming right at us, like they knew what we were doing. And I paused, and everybody thinks I'm crazy.
That's not good.
But why is Chase Herbstreit on the team? I mean, you can't sign steal anymore. They use the radio. You can't steal that. And the catapult thing, the cloud sharing with the practice videos that OSU tapped into, but that story went away. That just disappeared. You can't. That catapult thing's gone now as well. So how else is Ryan Day going to cheat? I know. Let's put Herbstreit's boy on the team. What's he doing there? He's not going to play. He's never going to see the grass. They'll put Warren in before they put in Herbstreit. What, in education? Go to Northwestern. Go to MIT. Why is he at Michigan? Why?
That is a good question.
Why? What's he there for? It's not an education. He ain't playing ball. So what is he there for? And then you look at the Oklahoma game and you look at the Southern Cal game. TJ's right. It's like they knew what we were doing. It's like, oh, okay. So maybe I am crazy, conspiracy theory. But yesterday.
Q, what's next? Herbstreit's dog is the mascot?
First of all, I'm gonna hit Johnny O and ask him to borrow 20 because he has $1 million view clip in that nonsense. Bro, you need to have that dude on every week. I'm intrigued now. I'm interested. Rod, that might be the craziest college football take I think I've heard since we started podcast. Like in all our time.
He said you can't hack the radio comms. What do? Put Herbstreit's boy on the team. Mind you, Q, Chase Herbstreit had one Division I offer. It was Michigan.
Literally.
How'd we make them offer Chase Herbstreit?
That's what I'm saying. He had one offer, one place to go. Surely he probably got offered by Ohio State. Probably would have went. He didn't. What's he here for? Isn't Michigan this prominent educational school? Apparently, everybody's got to go to Harvard or MIT now because that's just the easy thing to do. You just walk in there and they hand you a degree. You can't go anywhere else if you want an education, apparently. Bro, Ron, that is some Arsenal.
Someone said the world is healing. He's like, I saw on the timeline, the world is healing. These are the Michigan fans that I know. Right. Someone said these are the Michigan fans I grew up loving for 21 years.
Bro, Ryan Day can't cheat anymore. To 4 straight losses, he needs to stop cheating if that's what he was cheating for. Like, it's not like they haven't beat Ohio State in 20 years. He lost 4 straight. What kind of cheating is he doing? This is like the NBA players who get popped for PEDs and they're playing terrible. It's like, yo, what were you taking? Because it wasn't helping you.
Who's the super fat pitcher in the MLB? They got popped for steroids and they're like, what? How are you doing steroids?
You need a refund.
Oh, Chris is gonna be so disappointed. He's probably screaming at the screen. The pitcher that I'm thinking of, but I can't even remember his name.
I'm glad I didn't see that one before you. That's crazy.
Oh, I thought that's the one that you had saw already.
No, the Miami 12-0 crew from 3 years ago. I owe them an apology because that's not nearly as crazy as and they went 5-7, but that was not nearly as crazy as what I just heard.
Yeah, that's definitely that is. I mean, Johnny did a 4-hour show. Shout out to Johnny, killing it over there on the Johnny Olden Jr. channel. But I mean, it was pure comedy. Q. I watched all 4 hours. I probably called Chris at least 6 times during that episode. Like, bro, you will not believe what the hell is going on. Chris did a full reaction video to it. To the Johnny episode and all of the Michigan media having their complete breakdown after their loss to USC. And Q, I can't even really laugh that hard because I was one of the people that thought this team would be decent. I had this team going 10-2, and they already blew my prediction.
I mean, I think they are decent, but also USC is decent. Like, that doesn't mean they're going to come out. The fact that they're saying they're losing these games because of cheating, it's not like if it was Northwestern and UCLA, I'd be like, you know what? Maybe Herbstreit's son is cheating. Ron.
Bartolo Colon. I finally found the name, Q. It was fucking killing me.
Wait, what was the name?
Bartolo Colon.
Cologne. I'll have to look him up, but Jesus Christ, man. Like I said, if
Bro,
it was
big fat sloppy dude got popped for PEDs, and it's like, were you not lifting?
Clearly not. Oh man, I'll be the only person in America apparently working on the Monday. So I will spend my 4 hours tuned in to Johnny O and watch every minute of their city for content. Johnny is about to be the richest man in America if he's delivering content like that. He's about to make Josh Pate money.
Gold. Bro, he is the Black Midwestern Feinbaum. Like that. Bro, going to Senate, ESPN needs to call Johnny O to take his spot. Q, speaking of O's, 0 champions for Oregon. No more 0 in the loss column. They lose to Indiana. You like that transition there? It was terrible, but we made it.
We'll live with it.
Oregon Ducks go down to Indiana this weekend. I did not have that. I don't even think we did predictions together, but I would not have predicted that. I think Kurt Cignetti, formerly in the Bozo Club, but I mean, he does something that James Franklin wasn't able to do in 10 years at Penn State, and that's get a meaningful win. They knock off the Oregon Ducks. And Dan Lanning, how surprised were you?
I wouldn't use the word surprise because I felt like the game would be close, but them actually going there and getting the win. I mean, I think at this point we got to say Indiana trajectory they're a real team. Like, to go, and I get it, this is not the Oregon team of last year. I mean, I thought Oregon very much struggled in that, especially with Indiana's receivers. I think they very much struggled at times when they weren't getting thrown the ball between the numbers. But I will say that's a big time win. And I was telling my boy earlier, I was like, yeah, those Indiana basketball boosters need to go move their way over to the football side of the program, because I mean, they're cooking up something over there. I mean, we talked about Indiana's schedule is canceling their home and home, I guess, against Virginia. And like, they're pulling the full SEC out. They're like, well, they're not playing tough teams. Well, you go win against Oregon. I mean, that quiets us down. I think they're a real team. I'm very impressed with that win. And I mean, if they didn't throw a pick six, Oregon would have been out the game a quarter before. So to go get that win, I mean, it's big for Cincinnati. And I know you got beef with them going back to the ESAC days. But yeah, man, Cincinnati's real, man. He's real. I gotta
the fact that Cincinnati left Nick Saban's Alabama staff and coaching Julio Jones to go be a head coach in the PSAC just shows you how elite football is in the PSAC. He left Nick Saban's staff to go be the head coach at Indiana University of Pennsylvania back in 2011. Q, I had a thought that I completely lost. The Cincinnati win, huge for the program. Maybe. But when I look at that AP poll, and I'm going to bring it up again, and it's just like, we asked the question, you said you and Chris talked about it. Which one of these teams is beating Ohio State? Maybe Miami, maybe Texas A&M, definitely not Ole Miss. You know what team's not beating Ohio State?
Which team, Ron?
Kurt Cignetti in Indiana, Q. You know the last time? Actually, I would like to ask you, do you know the last time that Indiana beat Ohio State in a game of football?
Oh, no. Do not.
1987, Q.
I was like,
you were negative years old when that happened.
by quite a few years.
Exactly.
I've never seen us lose to Indiana. I've never even seen a close. I think maybe the closest game was a Kyle McCord game where we were like, "What are we doing?" and still go up to a comfortable win. Like
Justin Fields tried to sell against Indiana too.
Yeah, I may have forgot that one, but yeah, I've never. And it's to see Indiana in the top 3. I thought this was a basketball poll. I'm like, is this preseason?
Serious,
Indiana?
Duke?
Yeah, they ran out of money. They ran out of Nike money and stopped cheating.
Giving all their money to Manny Diaz. Duke would never cheat in basketball.
Ohio State, apparently.
How dare you?
But yeah, man, it's just something I never thought I'd see. But I was like, I think our bar was if they could win under 7, I'd say Indiana was real. They got to win the game in pretty. I won't say dominatory, but I thought that first half was close. I thought the second half was not. Indiana did their job, man. I say they're real. I don't think they'll beat Ohio State. I don't know. Who would you take right now? And I know where I would lean, but Indiana, Miami, where would you go in a neutral field right now?
I'm going with the Hurricanes.
I would too. But it just respects that program. And what was it last season? Who was the quarterback they were going after, the 5-star that went to Colorado? And I'm blanking on his name.
Juju Lewis.
Yeah. He might want to reconsider. he might want to make his way back to Indiana.
Hey, all these jobs opening up. Who knows who's going to be calling Prime's phone here in a couple of days?
Yeah, it's a little more serious program over in Indiana. But no, big time credit to them. I mean, I expected Oregon to be better, and I don't think it's the Oregon team of last year, but are you like disappointed with the performance by Oregon? Because I was like, it was a good first half, but I'm like, I'm expecting Oregon. I want a little more from Dan Lanning. Like, I thought he was thoroughly outcoached.
I mean, Oregon's best win at this point is what? Northwestern?
Western's credibility, their credit just went up on your resume now.
I mean, it's better than the Penn State win, no?
Yeah, it looks like it. They found a way to beat them.
I mean, you're looking at Oregon's schedule. I mean, they beat Montana State, Oklahoma State, Northwestern, Oregon State, and Penn State. I mean, how many wins does this schedule even have? Do they have double-digit wins in the 5 teams they beat? Penn State has 3 wins. Let's check this. But yeah, Q, I mean, I had questions. I thought this Oregon team was legit. I thought that their pass rush would be able to get after it. I thought that they would be able to find ways to run the ball. And, I mean, Decoria Moore, they hyped him up. Remember they told me he was Jeremiah Smith? And then Dante Moore, Ron 3 5-star. I had high hopes for this team. What were you saying?
Oh, I was going to say he might be Jeremiah, but I don't think his last name is Smith.
Oh, Oregon State 0 wins. So we're at 3 wins so far with Penn State. 1 win for Northwestern, 1 win or 2 wins for UCLA. So we're at what? 3, 4, 5. Yeah, no, and Montana State, no wins. Yeah. They've played 5 teams without 10 wins.
Yeah.
And they're still in the top 10.
I mean, I give Oregon credit. I mean, I thought they were a solid team, and I can't give them credit now, but I thought they were a solid team like you. I looked at their talent, looked at Dante Moore. I was like, well, they're young. They might be talented, but they haven't really been tested. But we figured we'd be like, oh, they're probably a good team. They got that feel of a good team, and clearly Indiana's a better team. They're just, they don't have a win with credibility, but they at least felt like they could be a real team.
It's an AP poll type episode, Q. I keep bringing the graphic back up. They're talking about expanding this playoff to 16 teams. I just wanted to look at who is 16 in the playoff. I mean, like, is BYU winning the national championship? I don't even need to see them play.
I'm going to go
Missouri?
no for 500. No.
Yeah, like Missouri, they're not winning. Oklahoma, they're not winning. Notre Dame, we already seen them lose to 2 of these teams. Like, I don't know, man. I'm all for I'm on the fence here. I don't want to see these blowout games, but also I'm all for more games on campus. So however we get there, we get there.
I'm good with the playoff as it currently sits. I don't need no expansion. I don't need to see more blowouts. I don't need to see the team that wasn't as good as Boise State make it and get an opportunity. I'm good off that. I think is where it should be. You get a couple campus games. I mean, how many campus games do you really want to play in January or December?
All of them. All of them.
Not many, but I'll take it as it is right now. It's such a great. And Ron, I was talking to Chris about this. College football maybe be at its prime right now as far as interest and viewership because of the craziness we get every week. Like I thought
you were going to say because of the excellent coverage right here on the Buckeye Roast Monday through Friday on Dead Air Sports.
I mean, I could say that if it wasn't turned into an absolute comedy show. It's like, bro, we don't even get a chance to talk real ball no more. It's just bring your jokes Monday because somebody's going to absolutely crumble over the weekend. And Ohio State is like, well, they did what I thought they were going to do. Like, it's turned into a comedy show on Monday.
Yeah, I said to Chris, actually, I texted him Sunday morning and said that we should do a reaction to the craziest year of college football video on YouTube. It's 30 minutes long. They go through the entire 2007 season, which was called the craziest year of college football ever. That's when famously Michigan fans, you guys know how that season started. Q trivia, your redemption chance.
A little loss to App State.
There we go. Yeah, I would imagine you were watching a little bit more college football than you do now back then.
Yeah, but I couldn't. Well, quite old enough to get into the bar yet, so maybe a little bit more.
Q, the Buckeyes did play on Saturday. They beat the Fighting Illini 34-16. I did a post-game show with Chris Drew with instant reaction right after the game on Bleacher Report. If you missed that, it is also available on our channel, so be sure to check that out. Buckeyes give up triple their points per game coming into the game, but they still win in dominant fashion. I was listening to Tom Fornelli of the Cover 3 podcast, and he said the Buckeyes didn't play an exceptionally impressive game, yet they were dominant and in control the whole time, and it felt like the theme of the season for the Buckeyes, never sexy, always dominant. Q, your thoughts from this win?
Yeah, I mean, I'd agree with that. I mean, I guess if I start on the defensive side of the ball, I would say we got the switch some people were calling for. Obviously, Lorenzo Styles unable to play. Devin Sanchez slots in on the outside corner. And your boy, you talk about him for 10 years now, it feels like Jermaine Matthews comes into that slot corner position and creates absolute havoc. Jesus Christ. Like an all-American type game. I mean, you talk about Caden Curry and the way he's been lighting it up. That was Jermaine Matthews this weekend. All over the ball. Obviously, the forced fumble caused the interception. And it's hard to say, hey, like, let's go back from that. And I still like the flexibility of Lorenzo Styles coming in, but hard to argue with that defensive performance. And then the second thing was the Ohio State almost had a historic goal line stand. And I'm almost mad they ran a trick play on 4th down because, man, we've been talking about that goal line stand for like decades if they were able to finish it. Obviously, that 4th down call, good call. I mean, obviously, you're not prepared for that. Even Matt Patricia.
That was a great play.
Like, what do you want me to do? Like, I've never seen that on the scouting report. But it's just, man, it's just a historic time. We're looking at this defense and the way they play. And I get it. Illinois put up some points, but they limped to it. I mean, they had some decent drives, but it was like, man, it's so hard to score against this defense. I really liked it. Man, I don't know. Do you? And I don't know what I didn't watch your post game reaction because I like talking it with you and figuring out, and so we don't have the same takes. But do you want that permanent Devin Sanchez slot in, Jermaine Matthews in the slot? Because it's hard for me to go back, or do you want Lorenzo Styles back in the lineup?
I want Lorenzo Styles back in the lineup. I've said it throughout the year, and people think I'm crazy. I think Lorenzo Styles is the X factor to this defense. I think he adds an element to this defense that no one else is able to add. Like what Chris says, that, I mean, when you're going up against elite receivers, Devin Sanchez adds something. When you have those 3 elite corners on the field, when you have Devin, Iggy, and Jermaine out there. But I don't even know the team in college football that really warrants that. Maybe in Oregon, Miami, maybe. So, I mean, Lorenzo adds something in the run game, and the fact that he's so multiple and able to play all 3 safety positions, I think that is just such a key to this Matt Patricia defense, and allows them to be so multiple. I really like Lorenzo in this defense. So while I think Devin Sanchez adds something super special when we play against the elite of the elite passing attacks, I think game to game, Lorenzo Styles elevates this defense, and I like Devin Sanchez in that 3rd down role at the moment. So I think he filled in admirably, got the pass interference call in the red zone, but I mean, that saved a touchdown. The Buckeyes ultimately end up getting the hold on that possession anyway. So, I mean, great play to prevent the touchdown, and you know what I mean? Live to fight another day, and they go on to get the stop. So other than that play, you really didn't notice so much out there. And when you don't notice a corner, they're doing their job. So I thought he played a really solid game, and it just speaks to I mean, we talked in years past about how much we struggled to get young guys snaps, and there's Devin Sanchez playing in a top 20 matchup starting at corner. So I mean, that's excellent experience going forward. Just, I mean, Ryan Day, a testament to Ryan Day. Like, no rush to get Lorenzo Styles back. You got Devin Sanchez, you get Jermaine the opportunity to go rep at nickel, and then you see what he does. He goes out there and gets the strip sack and balls out. And Jermaine's just continue. For me personally, I feel like Jermaine's climbing up the favorite Buckeyes of all time ladder at a rapid pace. And I mean, Terrell Pryor got to be looking over his shoulder at this point for me.
I mean, yeah, you brought it, and it really wasn't. And I didn't say that because Devin Sanchez came in and had some monster game where I'm like, he has to start. It was just like Jermaine Matthews closer to the ball is like, yeah, I'm like, it's just like, it's not even, it has nothing to do with Devin Sanchez. It's just seeing Jermaine Matthews go in that role. It's like, shit, we gotta get him around the ball. I mean, felt like I was watching Sean Wade in 2019. Like, play that slot position. That's really what it felt like. So it was like, man, he played such a good game. But again, I thought David said just played fine. I would say I want a little more of both. Can I have both? Is which you want? Both of them. Like I want both of them to see the other defense be a little more multiple. But
I said
yeah.
When they said that James Franklin got fired, I tweeted out, I need Chaz Coleman as a Buckeye, and someone commented, I'm good. Give me Justin Hill. And I replied, I'll take both. What are we talking about?
Not choosing.
Not choosing.
Man, no. I agree. But yeah, I thought it was good also. Jason Moore sighting over there on the D line. That was good to see. Got to see him play some snaps.
Especially on those goal line stands that he was in on. Yeah,
so I'm interested to watch all 22, see what he actually looked like, because this, again, it's hard to tell on TV. But I'm interested to watch that. But I thought the defense played solid. I mean, offensive side of the ball, you're going to get a little bit of a groans. It wasn't sexy. I thought it was solid. And also, too, I got to shout out to Mike Green. I completely confused the Illinois defense with the Minnesota defense statistically. And I'm like, 2 of 4 in the red zone, 2 field goals is fine. And Mike is like, no, the Illinois defense is terrible. And I look back, I'm like, I'm thinking of the Minnesota defense and how good they were against the run. Yeah, Illinois is not a good defense. So my fault on that one. I thought Ohio State was okay on offense. Again, not sexy, did what they needed to do. They still go out and score 34 points, which I'm never going to complain about, because with this defense, you should be able to win scoring 34 and win significantly. And they did that. They covered the spread. Would like to see a little more. I mean, I think I looked it up. Julian saying 6.1 average per pass. Like to see it a little bit better. But I don't know. Again, he goes in, doesn't turn the ball over. Jeremiah Smith gets a touchdown. A lot on the run, a little run heavy for me at points, especially in the red zone. But I mean, it's a solid win. So look, interested to rush all 22. But again, offense solid, defense did what you thought they would do.
Were you concerned with the run game? 4.7 yards per carry for Bo Jackson, 3.4 for CJ Donaldson, 1.4 for James Peoples. At what point did the Buckeyes start throwing to open up the run? Because it feels like we're trying to open up the pass with the run and not really running with the most success.
I mean, I've been concerned with the run game. I mean, I thought at points, and we've done some more. It feels like this run offense is opening up a little more. I think we've done some things where it's like, okay, like running game is looking a little better now, and then it spurts it goes back down. And that's why I thought Illinois had a good run defense, because we weren't running the ball that well, and I was wrong. I am a little concerned, but not so much. I feel like at this point, you got 2 first-round receivers. You got what looks like a first-round quarterback in another season if he's not playing that way right now. I'm okay. You got Max Clare, who's continuing to get involved in the offense. I'm happy passing to open up the run. And again, I'm looking out there and I'm like, what DBs are covering these guys? There's not a team where I'll be like, oh, we're going to have to run because they're going to shut down the pass game. It's like, no, they're not. Like, pass, open up the run. And if somebody is able to do it, damn, you had a good day. I'm good with what I see more with Hartline's offense than Day's offense.
Q, a couple streaks came to an end this week. Luke Altmaier throws his first interception on the first drive. Peyton Pierce makes an excellent play there off a tip pass. The Buckeyes give up their first rushing touchdown. They give up their first red zone touchdown. The Buckeyes had gone 18 straight quarters without giving up a touchdown before Illinois scored. Q, which one of those was the most surprising?
I mean, I'd say the red zone touchdown, but I mean, they were knocking on the door. I mean, that streak was not going to last. If it did last forever, I mean, steroid test.
I saw someone put out a meme. It was Illinois on the goal line. It was just a brick wall in front of them, and it had the Ohio State logo on it.
Oh, there. Like, how much fun, and I get Illinois score, but how much fun was it watching that drive? It's just like, oh, let's get to the 5. Okay, we did it. Like, that wasn't that bad. Let's get in the end zone. It's like, bro, did the 2002 Ravens walk out here? Who is this defense?
I know. He did not just talk about goal line stands. We got 2 AFC North fans up here, and he said the 2002 Ravens and not the Steel Curtain? What are we doing here? What? Like, I know you don't know ball, But like that was disrespectful.
Bro, they didn't even pass in those days.
Exactly, which made it that much more impressive.
Oh, that's more impressive. Okay.
Yeah, everybody was good at running the ball back then. What do you know about 170-pound defensive lineman? Huh?
I can't replicate that speed these days. But yeah, that was such a fun drive to watch. And it's just like, man, it almost felt like, if they don't give it up here, they're never going to give up a red zone touchdown. So I would say that much more. I mean, shout out to Buckeyes. I mean, this is a creative defense, especially creating turnovers. And then we haven't got a ton. I mean, we didn't get one last week, and they didn't gave up a field goal. So very impressive. Didn't expect that streak to end, but I'd say that's the more impressive one because it just felt like you were running into a brick wall. Like, imagine being on the 2-yard line, and I get it, Ohio State, we've been there, but it's like, being on the 2-yard line, we can't run the ball against those. We got to run, toss, pass, option read just to get in the end zone. It's just crazy. So shout out to Matt P and the gang, man.
No, shout out to the Steel Curtain. Joe Green was 276 pounds.
Yeah, fair. Couldn't run against him. Who's playing against CJ Donaldson? All right, last one. I'm sorry. Shout out to CJ, man. Got the end zone.
Oh, fuck.
I got nothing but love for you.
I talked to Cam during the game, and he said it felt like the Buckeyes turned Luke Altmaier into Damon Williams. Had a fairly efficient game passing the ball, ran it up on stats, scored one touchdown, but at the end of the day, he wasn't really doing anything, and the Buckeyes had him in check the entire time. The Buckeyes get 4 sacks, get an interception, fumble recovery. Overall, just dominant performance. You could tell that, Bielema wanted to put up points at the end. Like, them boys were fighting to the end, and the Buckeyes were just trying to go home healthy. Bo Jackson banked up a bit. We saw Lorenzo Styles missed a game. You want to see the Buckeyes get healthy here in the coming weeks before, Penn State and the team up north. We're going into a bye week, correct?
Let me check the schedule right now. Give me 2 seconds. And we are...
Yeah, we're on a bye.
Yep.
No, we have
bye week before Wisconsin.
Yeah, bye week before Wisconsin. No, we have Wisconsin this week.
Oh, sorry.
And then a bye week before Penn State.
Okay, that's
look at you, dude.
They put the date thing in between, so I'm like, that's the bye week. They broke it off.
Big game against the Fighting Luke Fickles. Is Ryan Day taking it easy on him? Like, hey, don't try to do anything cute at the end, but we're gonna make this 10-0 out of respect.
Hopefully, guys get some snaps this week. We get a little bit into the rotation because that they would not pull a James Franklin, and we should handle business and be fine.
Yeah, man. Put Bo Jackson's foot in a bucket of ice for the rest of the week. James Peoples, you better be able to get us a win over Wisconsin. I think it's a perfect test to sit guys that are not healthy, get some younger guys some playing time in this Wisconsin game, and use that kind of like a preseason game going into the bye week and kind of reset for the second half of the season. Q, an action-packed week of college football in week 7. Normally don't do this much national talk, but last year the Buckeyes did this thing where they'd piss me off on Saturdays and I'd have a lot to talk about, but they're playing really good, and all I have to do is come on here and tell you guys how great they are and how not very concerned I am with the few flaws that I'm seeing, because when there's not a lot to complain about, I feel wrong nitpicking, because it's no team is perfect, and especially watching that national championship team and all the complaints that we had throughout the year, despite watching them still go on to win the national championship, definitely giving me new perspective of it doesn't have to be perfect. And we're seeing all the right signs. And especially when you look around college football outside of Miami, maybe Texas A&M. I'm not very impressed with what I'm seeing. I am impressed when I see the Buckeyes. And I feel like Chris asked the question in the intro, are we officially in Death Star mode? I think the answer is no. I think the Buckeyes are dominating the sport right now, and they have not even completely hit their stride. And we've watched Ryan Day teams get better and better and better throughout the season, even with the losses to Michigan at the end of the year, outside of the Cotton Bowl where they kind of melted in at the end of the season. We've watched the Buckeyes go on and tear up bowl games. We watched them go out and compete against Georgia in the playoffs. We watched them go on and win a national championship. So we've watched this team continue to get better and better throughout the season. And to not see anything that looks like a fatal flaw that has exposed itself this far into the season has to feel good to be a Buckeye fan.
No, I mean it does. And you look down the line here. I feel like this schedule's leaving a little more to be desired. Excuse me, especially because Penn State is terrible right now. Yeah, sorry, I had to cough. I mean, you got Wisconsin, Penn State, Purdue, UCLA, and Rutgers all in the line before the Michigan game, which we just saw Michigan lose to USC. So, I mean, it's definitely time to get better. A lot of things to work on, but you have the opportunity here to get better, shore some things up. I think this run game could use a little work. We will see it on the All-22, so we'll see that and see where they went wrong at. But, I mean, there's a lot to be happy about in the game against Illinois, where they're number 17 in the country. They're unranked right now, so sorry for losing number 1 team. Go back 20 spots. But you're looking and say, like, there's things to work on. Absolute time to get better and get ready for a postseason run. Get healthy. Got Wisconsin, got a bye week, then we got Penn State. So get healthy. Keep doing what you're doing, things to work on. And, hey, I'm interested to see what this team – how the way this team looks by the end of the year.
Yeah, you saw them go out there and get a top 20 win without Lorenzo Styles, without Edric Houston. They started a true freshman at cornerback. Bo Jackson gets dinged up, and it's like, we still cover. It's like this team, man. You know our guy Seaball. He has one rule: don't ruin my Saturdays. Buckeyes have been doing a great job of that. Q. Let the people know where they could find you. That's all I have. I mean, we got plenty to talk about because we're not on a bye week. We got a huge game against Wisconsin this week, so be sure to tune in all week because we're gonna have plenty to talk about. If you enjoyed today's episode, smash that like button. Q. Let the people know where they can find you.
Yeah, definitely do that. Hit that like button. Don't forget members content. Chris gave a good ad on Friday. Definitely a lot of stuff behind the wall. So if you want to join up, you want to see more content, definitely do that. If you want to find me, City Boy Quentin on Twitter, where obviously Ron's tweets made me go check those out as well because he was cooking out of this weekend. That's still the craziest things I think I've ever seen. But I'm City Boy Quentin on Twitter. Find it Johnson on Instagram. But most importantly, here on the Dead Air Sports Network, Monday through Friday on the Buckeye.
What time, Q?
Huh? 10 a.m.
What time? Oh, okay. What time did the show start on Friday?
Well, you see, we'll talk about it after, but I was split between not knowing quite how to do some things. So I was like, I'm just dropping at 8 because it's supposed to be up at 8 for members. So it'll be up there.
I woke up on Friday for work and I see the show going live. It's not on my Twitter. I'm like, this man Q, like, you leave him in charge for one day.
I delivered you 2K. What more do you want from me? It may not happen the way we wanted it to happen, but we still got the same results.
We got the results that we were looking for. Everybody smash that like button and make sure that we can continue to have those types of numbers. We appreciate all the support around here. Shout out to all the members. I believe we're almost at 50. We are at 46, 4 members away from the big 5-0. So we appreciate all the people. We added some new member stickers there for our Dead Airheads. Q, I don't know if you've seen the logo there, but we do have some new emojis available for the members. If you want to find me, you can find me here weekdays for the Buckeye Roast, Monday through Friday here on the Dead Air Sports Network at 10 a.m. Eastern here with my guy Q. You can catch me in the Bleacher Report app immediately after the games, post games with Chris Drew for instant reactions to all of the Ohio State games. And then you can catch me on Twitter. You almost got me to say the X app again. You can catch me on Twitter at 2Ts. It's 2_TES. And Q, you know how this thing ends. It's always go Bucks. And of course, OH.
Ayo.
And the last thing, I watched TJ's show last night, Johnny, and TJ was going on and on and on about, it's like they knew our signals. It's like they were coming right at us, like they knew what we were doing. And I paused, and everybody thinks I'm crazy.
That's not good.
But why is Chase Herbstreit on the team? I mean, you can't sign steal anymore. They use the radio. You can't steal that. And the catapult thing, the cloud sharing with the practice videos that OSU tapped into, but that story went away. That just disappeared. You can't, that catapult thing's gone now as well. So how else is Ryan Day going to cheat? I know, let's put Herbstreit's boy on the team. What's he doing there? He's not going to play. He's never going to see the grass. They'll put Warren in before they put in Herbstreit. What, in education? Go to Northwestern. Go to MIT. Why is he at Michigan? Why?
That is a good question.
Why? What's he there for? It's not an education. He ain't playing ball. So what is he there for? And then you look at the Oklahoma game and you look at the Southern Cal game. TJ's right. It's like they knew what we were doing. It's like, oh, okay. So maybe I am crazy, conspiracy theory. But yesterday.